Hey guys, today we're going to watch reaction to today's video of Rebooted MCU PS Part 1 is called for That's 4 Worlds 177. So I'm not going to talk about few combination begin video because that video will be on this video. So enough for that, we're going to reaction. So what is the reaction?
And welcome back to Rebooted MCU. Today we are here with Rebooted MCU Phase 6 Part 1. That's right, the first project in the final phase of Saga 2, the Galaxy of Mutants saga. We have a big episode today, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. The movie opens up in deep space as we see a silver object speed past the stars and planets in our vast universe. The object is revealed to be Norrin Radd, aka the Silver Surfer, played by Pedro Pascal. He slows down as he arrives at a location filled with floating rocks. He bows. Mighty World Eater Galactus, I have delivered Annihilus, leader of the Annihilation Wave, to Egros, as was your command, my master. The camera pans up to reveal Galactus the World Eater, played by Liam Neeson, and Terrax the Tamer, played by Antonio Banderas. Galactus smiles. Well done, my Silver Surfer. You have brought me great joy this day. I still don't find it fair that Norrin has been playing errand boy, while myself and the others have slaved away finding planets that suit your liking, my master. Terrax, do you question the decisions of the Planet Eater? No, my lord. I apologize for my insolence. I forgive this transgression, Terrax, but do not let it happen again. Now, Norrin, what is your next plan of action? Well, I was delivering both the Skrull and the Annihilator to their respective outposts. The Skrull mentioned a planet named Terra. He said it is filled with powerful beings, some potentially capable of emitting substantial amounts of cosmic energy. Very good, Norrin. Remember, my herald. Find me planets filled with cosmic energy. This is the only way my plan will be fulfilled. Now, go! Be gone! Norrin bows and takes off once again. We cut inside the Baxter building on Earth as we see Sue Storm, played by Amanda Peet, lying in bed. She wakes up slowly and notices that she is sleeping in the bed alone. She sits up quickly and shouts, "Reed, where are you?" We then hear Reed Richards, played by Keanu Reeves, who shouts back, "Sorry, honey, you know how these things go. Work came calling early this morning." Sue sighs and lays back down as Daydream Believer by Anne Murray begins to play. Cut to a few minutes later as Sue walks downstairs as we see Johnny Storm, played by Andrew Garfield, and Crystal, played by Millie Bobby Brown, standing in the kitchen. "Johnny, Crystal, how are you two doing this morning?" "Sorry, Sue, we just got a call from Peter. Remember that old kooky guy who called himself Paste Pop Pete? Well, Peter located him, and I'm going to show Crystal. She doesn't believe this guy is real. I'll see you later, sis." "Yeah, see you, Sue." Watch as Johnny and Crystal rush out the door as Sue sighs. Suddenly, the room begins shaking as we see Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, voiced by Jason Sudeikis, rush downstairs. Sue smiles. "Ben, you seem to be in a lively mood this morning. Anything exciting going on today? You and Alicia got big plans?" "Sorry, Susie. No time to stop and chat. Those punks in the Yancey Street gang sent me a note saying they want to scrap this morning. I got no time to waste. It's clobbering time." Ben rushes out as Sue walks over to make herself some coffee as we see Alicia Masters, played by Naomi Harris, walk into the living area. She says, "Sue, is that you?" "Oh, Alicia. Yeah, it is. Would you like some coffee?" Cut to a few minutes later as we see Alicia and Sue sitting down together at the kitchen table. "Sue, is everything okay? You don't seem to be your normal self today." "Yeah, you know, I've been feeling really empty recently. Like, I can't really explain it, but I just feel useless." "Sue, don't say things about yourself like that. Why would you feel this way?" "Well, Reed has his science, Johnny now is Crystal, Ben has you and his ongoing escapades, like with the Yancey Street gang, and well, I feel like I don't have anything to call my own. Nothing outside of these guys that brings me meaning." "Sue, don't say things like that about yourself. You are the glue that holds this team together. No, this family together. You know that. Without you, none of us would be able to function properly. Sue sighs. Yeah, I guess you're somewhat right. We'll cut outside to see Reed working on a new contraption. He stops building to admire his work.
Reed.
Ah, perfect. My long-range interspace communication module will allow us to contact our dear friend Nebula whenever we want, and hopefully get updates about life in space. Reed goes back to work as we see a tiny sentry robot spying on Reed. The feed cuts back to Latveria inside Castle Doom as we see Victor Von Doom, aka Dr. Doom, played by Cillian Murphy, watching the footage from the sentry robot as he chuckles. Reed Richards, you pathetic fool. Think you can outclass Doom by building some sort of communication module that can travel to the dark crevices of deep space? Why, I'll show you who is truly the better scientist. Doom stands and shouts, Doombots, prepare to begin work immediately. We will construct our own communication device capable of sending messages to deep space. We will not let Reed Richards outclass Doom. We see the Doombots face Doom and say in unison, Yes, Lord Doom. We cut back inside the Baxter Building kitchen as suddenly we hear a siren begin to ring as Alicia looks around confused. Sue, what the heck is going on? What's that supposed to mean? Don't worry, Alicia. It's an emergency call from SWORD in the U.S. Army. It's probably nothing. They tend to do this all the time. Stay right here. I'm going to get Reed. Alicia sits quietly as Sue runs upstairs to get Reed. We cut to see the Silver Surfer flying around the New York skyline. He looks around at various buildings. Wow, regardless of if the scroll was correct about the amount of cosmic energy emitted by this planet, it's absolutely gorgeous. Suddenly the surfer notices a flare exploding in the sky, leaving a giant four over the skyline of New York City. He pauses. Cut back inside the Baxter Building as we see Reed and Sue walking towards Reed's lab. Reed scoffs. I don't know why we ever thought flare guns would be a good method of notifying the others that we have an issue, but we really need to upgrade our technology soon. Honey, don't worry about that right now. We just need to get this call over with and move on. I'm sure it's just Nelson being trigger happy again. Watch as Reed and Sue enter the laboratory as we see a monitor with two faces on the screen. Abigail Brand, the director of SWORD. And United States Army General Nelson, played by Sean Kanan. Brand clears her throat. Dr. Richards, thank you for taking time to meet with us. We have an urgent situation developing. Let me guess. General Nelson once again believes that we have located a UFO entering Earth's atmosphere. You wish, Richards! Don't you got me for trying to keep Earth safe from all the potential threats. But this time, we actually do have a UFO that has entered Earth's atmosphere. I'm sure of it. Come on now. You have to be joking. I don't have time for this. I was busy at work. As much as I agree Nelson can be a bit quick to the trigger, Dr. Richards, he's not exaggerating this time around. Here, our surveillance drones picked up this image just a few moments ago. Reed and Sue look on as a picture of the Silver Surfer appears on their screens. The two sit in shock. What in the world is this? It literally looks like a man made out of silver who is surfing on air. Fascinating. I wonder if this is some kind of organic life form, or if it's an android of sorts. And if it is an organic life form, how can the density and weight of silver be allowed to float in the air as it is? We don't have time for your nerdy mumbo-jumbo, Richards. We need you to get to figuring out what the heck this thing is immediately. No worries, General. I already called the other members of the Fantastic Four. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Reed and Sue run away as Nelson sighs. I get one hot air balloon mixed up as a UFO, and suddenly I'm trigger happy. Nelson. It's a good thing Ross likes you. We cut to a few minutes later as we see Reed, Sue, Ben, and Crystal riding in the Fantastic car as Johnny flies alongside them. He chuckles. So there's a silver man flying around on a surfboard? What kind of stuff was Nelson on when he called you? As funny as it sounds, Johnny, Sue and I saw it with our own two eyes. There's a man flying around New York on a surfboard. Well, whoever it is, I'll clobber him just like I clobbered the Yancey Street gang. I'd love to see you try. You might scare him away once he gets a good look at that ugly mug of yours. How about I rearrange yours first, you little punk? Boys, cut it out. We're not going to be clobbering anything. We're going to see what this thing wants and what business it has on Earth. Sue's right. I mean, if King Blackbolt and my sister have shown us anything, it's that sometimes we have preconceived notions that can be cleared up if we just take a moment to listen to each other. Well, if the alien's as gorgeous as you, Crystal, I'll have no issues listening to him for as long as needed. Oh, please. Go get a room, you two. Cannon. There it is. That's the Silver Man. Silver Surfer continues looking around, admiring the Earth's beauty, as suddenly he notices the Fantastic Four. He turns to them and speaks. What business do you have with me, Terrence? We came to ask you the same thing. What business do you have on our planet? Silver Surfer floats stunned. My word. You four are emitting radiation comparable to that of the power cosmic. Well, that's because we got our powers from cosmic rays, you ugly-looking silver man. This world is truly fascinating. Not only is this world filled to the brim with beautiful scenery, but it also contains beings with impressive power, even those capable of wielding power similar to that of the power cosmic. My master will be most pleased. Hold on there. Who's your master and what business does he have with Earth? The dealings of my master, the World Eater of the Living Tribunal, is of no concern to you, Terrence. Reed, did he just say World Eater? What do you mean by World Eater? I don't think there's any hidden meaning, Terra. His name encapsulates his duty, something that Terra will play a major role in. Can't you come into this planet spreading tidings of a World Eater who has his sights on Earth as a declaration of war against Earth and her people. And as long as a Fantastic Force stand in your way, you and your master won't lay a finger on Earth. Johnny, now! He watches Johnny screams, "Flame on!" and begins circling the Silver Surfer, who chuckles. You fool. You think you can use your flames to stop me? Let me remind you, I have abilities derived from the power cosmic! We watch as Silver Surfer absorbs all of Human Torch's heat and punches him, knocking Johnny to the ground as Reed screams, "Crystal, now!" Watch as Crystal shoots a ball of fire at Johnny, reigniting his flame. He chuckles as he flies up. Hey, Crystal, don't ever let me stop telling you that I love you. Reed turns to Sue. Sue, form a bridge with your force fields. We need to get over to the creature. Sue nods and uses her powers to form a walkway using her force field ability as we watch Crystal run towards Silver Surfer with a rock forming around her hand. She punches Silver Surfer, who does not even budge as he sighs. Again with this. The power cosmic will make it so all of your abilities are null and void. He watches Crystal and Johnny team up on Silver Surfer, who is unfazed by their attacks, and suddenly Ben charges and leaps at the Surfer, screaming, "I've been waiting for a challenge like this since I fought old Chrome Dome on Adelan. It's clobbering time!" He watches Ben fights with Silver Surfer, but even his attacks do little in the way of managing to even cause the Silver Surfer to budge. Silver Surfer delivers a single punch that sends the thing flying as he shouts, "Hey, Stretch, this guy ain't kidding. He might be the strongest guy I've ever tried to clobber." Reed jumps out of the Fantastic Car and uses his body as a parachute to protect the thing. No worries. Even if we might be outmatched in terms of strength, nobody can beat our intellect. Sue, now! Watch as Sue drives the Fantastic Car away as the Silver Surfer looks around. I told you, you can prevent me from completing my work as much as you want. Nothing will stop me or my master. Suddenly, Sue shouts, "Wanna come over here and say that, ugly boy?" What did you just say? I said, why don't you come over here and say that again, ugly boy? Why do you insist on calling me ugly? That decision to call me such a foul name will not end well for you. Well, because I can see why you work for this World Eater guy. With a face like that, no woman could ever love you. Silver Surfer stands in shock and growls, "You will pay for saying that, you vile woman!" Surfer charges Sue as Reed screams, "Now!" Watch as Sue erects a force field barrier directly in front of her. Surfer crashes into it, the force of the impact knocking him unconscious as the screen fades to black.
Lesson said this was the iconic step.
Cut to a few hours later as we see Dr. Doom continuing to use his Sentry robot to spy on the Four. He leans forward. Doombots, continue work on the communicator. Doom will continue to monitor this interesting visitor from space. Cut to the Baxter building as we watch the Silver Surfer wake up. He's trapped inside a large container. As he stands, Reed clears his throat. Before you consider attempting to escape, I've laced the container with active vibranium, meaning that any attack you levy against the container will be thrown right back at you. Surfer slumps over as we see Sue, Johnny, Ben, Alicia, and Crystal looking at the container. Ben chuckles. "Gee, Susie, I had no idea you were capable of saying something so heartless and cruel like you did to him." "Oh, Ben, those were just words I used to get him riled up. I didn't mean any of it." "Well, it was sure awesome, Sue. Without you, we could have all been toast." Please, you should have seen Sue and I stole her lipstick when I was 10. The thing she called me. Oh, come on, Johnny, that was a long time ago. And besides, it didn't have a filter back then. I've gotten better with age. So this thing is really a man made entirely out of silver? It sounds too good to be true. Oh, please. If you saw me, you would be saying the same thing. But he and I are both as real as can be, regardless of how far-fetched it sounds. What I can't get past is that this thing kept talking about the cosmic energy or something along those lines. I was stuck on that same thing, my love, which is why I've been running some tests while we've been waiting. Look at this. Watch as Reed walks over to the group and shows them some data on a computer screen. This energy is what he must have been referring to as the power cosmic. It is simply unbelievable. I find it almost impossible to even conceive. What exactly do you mean, Reed? This power is just that, powerful. I mean, the tests I've run on it seem to indicate that there is no end to how much energy it can exude, but also its capabilities. It appears that it can give its wielder almost an endless amount of power. Well, does it have any similarities to the cosmic rays that we got hit with? I was wondering that as well, Johnny, and from what I gathered, they are similar, but the rays that hit us were much weaker. Now, I'm sure that there is a way to create the power cosmic from the cosmic rays, but I need to study it a bit more. As much as we all know I love hearing your scientific mumbo-jumbo, Stretch, there is something else we need to worry about. Who or what is this world eater this creep was working for? As Reed turns to the Silver Surfer, suddenly a portal opens up on the far side of the room as papers go flying around the room. Sue screams, "Reed, what the heck is this?" No idea, but be ready. This might be related to the Surfer. You watch as suddenly the portal closes as you see 4 figures standing where the portal was moments ago. We watch as one of the figures bursts into the lighted portion of the laboratory. He's wearing a suit with a similar-looking emblem, donning the number 4 as he screams, "Which universe did we end up in? Galactus hasn't arrived yet, has he?" The figure looks up and notices the group staring at him. He chuckles in excitement. "Oh, thank heavens! Looks like I found a universe where the Fantastic Four are still here." Reed pauses. "Wait, how do you know who we are?" "Why, because I'm you. Well, from a different universe, that is. Don't look so surprised. This can't be your first time meeting another Reed." The man is revealed to be Reed Richards, played by William Jackson Harper. The group stares on in shock. "Wait, so you are Reed Richards from a different universe?" "Yes, I'm Reed Richards from universe 801963. "Hold on a minute here, bud. There's a different universe called 801963. "Why, yes, Benjamin. Every universe has its own unique number. It actually comes from the spatial coordinates of an individual universe. Each are different and distinct. Sue, what does the multiversal traversing module say this universe's number is?" Watch as a second figure exits the shadow. She is revealed to be Sue Storm from universe 801963, played by Chloe Feynman. She smiles at the group. The module has designated this universe as universe 0139. "Wait, so you are Sue Storm, but the public calls me the Invisible Woman." "So you are from a different universe, but you're me." "Yep, I'm a variant of yours." "Wait, by variant you mean a version of an individual from a different universe?" "Precisely! There are variants of all of us in every universe. We just have some slight tweaks and variations that set us apart from each other." "Wait a minute. So if you two are variants of Reed and Sue, those other guys must be..." Watch as the other 2 figures walk out from the shadows and are revealed to be Universe 801963 Johnny Storm, played by Austin Butler, and Universe 801963 Ben Grimm, voiced by Andy Samberg. Johnny smiles. "You got that right. I'm the flathead whose butt just got saved." "Oh my, who is this lovely rose right here?" Watch as Johnny walks up to Crystal and grabs her hand. Kissing her, Johnny yells, "Get your hands off my woman, wannabe!" Dear Lord, look at old Johnny getting us in trouble once again. Some things never change. Yeah, I ain't liking this, Stretch. Ain't no way all this is coincidental. Yeah, I have so many theories outside of trying to wrap my head around the fact that the multiversal theory is real, but how exactly did you end up here? Well, there are 2 ways to travel throughout the multiverse. You can either go through the microverse, which requires a ton of configuration and preparation, or through pocket dimensions. The head of the Council of Reeds invented this device that Sue's holding as we speak. It is called the Multiversal Traversing Module. And well, we had to escape our universe in a pinch, so we ended up here in our haste. So you're telling me that not only did a silver dude fly into New York today, but now there are multiple versions of us from different universes, and there's a device that lets people travel to different universes? The Yancey Street gang must have drugged me or something. Wait, you got issues with the Yancey Street gang here too? A bunch of punks. Finally, someone who sees what I'm talking about. Enough, Ben. Back up. What do you mean by the Council of Reeds? Well, a long time ago, one of our variants from another universe had the idea to form a group filled with our own variants. We could meet and discuss the problems facing each of our universes and how we could seek to address them. Our variant found a pocket dimension and created the Interdimensional Council of Reeds. He went around to different universes inviting variants to join. And since there are an infinite number of multiverses, there are an infinite number of Reeds. So it would be impossible to invite all of them to participate, which is likely why you haven't been invited to join yet. Intriguing. I must say that for once, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around all of this. Reed, I'm sorry, but is it not convenient that as soon as the creature that looks like a silver man arrives, suddenly variants of you all appear as well? Wait a minute, did you just say the silver man? Does he happen to carry around and travel using a surfboard-looking device? Yeah, he's being held right over there. Johnny points to the container as the group stands stunned. Well, would you look at that? Norin got captured in this universe as well. Hold on, that thing's name is Norin? Norin Rad, otherwise known as the Silver Surfer, one of the heralds of the World Eater, Galactus. So, the World Eater is named Galactus. Yes, and as his name implies, he is a devourer of worlds. I have so many questions about the multiverse and this Galactus creature. How much time do you have? Perhaps it would be easier if I just take you to meet the head of the Council of Reeds. He's great at explaining this kind of stuff, much better than I could ever seek to do so. I also need to ask him about some advice for what me and my team should do next. Plus, the rest of the team could bond while we're away. Well, I hate to leave everyone here, but we need to get to the bottom of this. So sure, I'll gladly come visit this Council of Reeds. Hold on. I'm not letting you go without me, Reed. Sue, are you sure? Yep. I'm tired of always feeling like I'm stuck on the sidelines while you, Ben, and Johnny always have fun adventures and things to do. I'm going with you whether you like it or not. Hey, I feel you, sister, and don't blame you one bit. Well, typically the council is only open to Reed variants, but I'm sure the other members would be thrilled to see a Sue variant, so what the heck, let's go! Reed nods as the portal opens up as we watch the Reeds and Sue step through. We cut inside a laboratory as both Reed and Sue stand together. Reed walks forward. Welcome to the Interdimensional Council of Reeds. We cut around the laboratory as we see many variants of Reed running tests, chatting, and walking to various parts of the lab. Suddenly we watch as an ape wearing a Fantastic Four uniform walks past the group as Sue gasps. Why is there an ape in the lab? Oh, come now, Sue. That's Ape Richards from Universe 8101. He is just as much of a Reed as myself or your husband. But he's an animal. How is that possible? As I said, there are tons of alternate universes. In his universe, the Homo sapien did not evolve, and instead animals rule the world. Fascinating. Come on now, let me show you to the office of the head Reed. Watch as the group walks throughout the laboratory as they encounter other variants of Reed, which include Big Brain Reed Richards from Universe 982, Reed Richards who transform into the Thing from Universe 721, Mooster Fantastic from Universe 8311, Reed Richards who became Doctor Doom from Universe 6160, Doc Fantastic from Universe 11113, Explorer Reed from Universe 92459, and finally an older variant of Reed Richards from Universe 20045, played by Alex Hyde White, who scoffs at the group as they pass. Reeds these days with their high-tech suits and fancy gizmos. Back in my day, we just stuck with the unstable molecules. Sue smiles awkwardly as we see the group standing in front of a massive door as Reed smiles. Okay, friends, right through this door. Watch as Reed opens the door and shouts, Hey there, Reed! I brought some friends to meet ya. Watch as a figure on the other side of the room stops what he's doing, turns around and reveals himself to be Reed Richards of Universe 10005, played by Eoin Gruffield, who smiles.
Let's go.
Well now, welcome in, my friends. I don't think we've met. Watch as the Reeds shake each other's hands as Reed from Universe 801963 explains the situation to the group. So this is the first time you're hearing about the multiverse, huh? Yeah, I always thought it was just a theory, but it's not, it's reality. I just want to understand how it all works. Well, there are 3 core tenets of multiversal theory. People will try to complicate it, but trust me. Learn these 3 concepts and you will master your understanding of the multiverse. First, there is no one timeline that is considered to be the definitive timeline. Alternate timelines have been forming since the very start of time, when events happen slightly different than in other timelines, thus creating a multitude of different universes. with more being created as timelines continue to see events that spur the creation of other universes. Wow, so does that mean every universe is unique from each other in terms of events that occur on the timeline? Not necessarily. From my studies, I found that there are some events that occur in every universe. Two of the biggest examples being the Fantastic Four getting their powers from the cosmic storm, and Thanos attempting to use the Infinity Gauntlet to wipe out half of all life in the universe.
Thanos.
Whoa, so you two also had to deal with Thanos in your timelines? Well, not exactly. The Infinity Watch took care of him before he managed to get his hands on the first stone. The Infinity Watch? We don't have a group that goes by that name in our universe. Well, it happened like this. Cut to a flashback in Universe 801963 as we see Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, land on Xandar. See the Infinity Watch, consisting of Adam Warlock, played by Ryan Gosling, Gamora, played by Olivia Wilde, and Moondragon, played by Cara Delevingne, waiting for him as he exits the Sanctuary too. He chuckles. Well, if it isn't some fools who are attempting to prevent me from achieving destiny, give it up, Thanos. We know what you're planning to do with that gauntlet. We will not let you fulfill your evil plan. Come now, Gamora. After you were named my favorite daughter and I saved you all those years ago, you now stand in defiance of my will. She can do whatever she wants, you monster. You will not be leaving here alive.
With Adobe Express, creating everything we need to share our home fragrance business.
You can try as you must to stop me, but destiny will arrive all the same. The High Evolutionary embedded the Soul Stone into my forehead, so fate is determined there will only be one of us who walks away from this fight alive. Your pathetic soliloquy has begun to bore me, boy. Let's settle this now. Watch as Adam Warlock begins fighting Thanos as Gamora and Moondragon join in. The group's efforts render Thanos useless as he falls to the ground, dead. We cut back inside the lab as Reed and Sue stand in shock. Well, that didn't happen in our universe. The hero Iron Man sacrificed himself to save us all. Oh, so similar to Ape Richards' timeline. Iron Mouse had to sacrifice himself to save humanity there. Of course, Iron Mouse. How original. Anyways, back on track. Now that you get the first tenet of the multiverse, the second tenet is that major events that change the course of a timeline drastically lead to the creation of new universes. Interesting. So like you said, new universes have been forming since the very start of our known timeline. But along with that, other universes have been branching from these universes, with alternate timelines continuing to be created. Precisely. Now you're starting to get it. Wait, I'm confused. What exactly constitutes a major event capable of creating a new timeline? Great question, Sue. Let's say that Homo sapiens don't become the dominant species in a timeline. There's a global catastrophe that wipes out an entire civilization. This will lead to a massive alteration in the timeline, and thus the creation of a new universe. This leads me to the third tenet of understanding the multiverse, the corrective theory. The corrective theory? Yes, the corrective theory states that minor decisions and minor changes that do not yield a significant change to a timeline will course correct, thus preventing a change in the timeline and a new universe from forming. How exactly does that work? I'll put it simply. Let's say that I have a choice between choosing an apple for breakfast or bacon. While choosing one over the other would certainly create alternate outcomes, the corrective theory states that as long as me choosing one over the other does not create a massive event capable of changing the timeline will course correct and prevent a new universe from forming. So in the alternative, if I chose to eat the bacon, and doing so somehow caused a massive population to die in some accident, then a new universe would form based on the change in the timeline. Wow, this is incredible. I have so many more questions. As much as I'd love to hear you keep talking about this, don't forget, dear, we need to ask him about the Silver Surfer. Norrin Rad has visited you. That must mean your world is about to be visited by the Planet Eater Galactus. Wait, so you've dealt with him before? Yes, I forgot to mention. The World Eater coming to Earth is another event that is shared across all timelines. It's actually what I wanted to discuss with you as well. Well, how about you three just accompany me back to my universe? I have some stuff in my lab I'd love to show you, and it will help me explain things much simpler. You would really bring us back to your universe? Why not? Plus, I'm sure Sue would love to meet another one of her variants. Well, why not, Reed? The faster we can get to the bottom of why the Silver Surfer visited us, the better. Well, sounds like we're all in agreement. Splendid. Follow me. Watch as Reed hits a button as a portal opens. As the four enter Universe 10005. Cut back to Universe 0139 as we see Sue, the Johnnies, the Things, Crystal, and Alicia standing around the Silver Surfer. As Johnny from Universe 801963 laughs. You know, Norn, you look really puny in that container. While you sit there and mock me, you haven't even the slightest idea what I've endured, what I've had to sacrifice. Can it? I don't want to hear a sob story about you. We beat you fair and square, and whoever this World Eater guy is, we're gonna beat him up too. That is where you're wrong. There's nothing you can do to stop Lord Galactus. Yeah, we've heard this speech before, pal. But as you saw with your own eyes, when the Fantastic Four are on the case, there is nobody who can stop us. You don't understand. Lord Galactus is a member of the Living Tribunal. His will is unmatched. Like his power, there is no amount of strength, brawn, or intelligence that could attempt to slow him down, especially with this plan of action. Keep telling yourself that, pal. My pal Reed is the smartest man this universe has ever seen, and you throw whatever you want his way, he'll find a way to beat it. You can keep shielding your eyes from the inevitable, but it won't stop Lord Galactus from consuming this planet. Watch as a tiny Doom Sentry robot sends the footage and audio back to Latveria as Doom watches on from his castle. A Doombot enters the chamber and announces, Dr. Doom, Monarch of Latveria, the long-range interspace communication module has been completed as per your request. Very good. Now I think we shall put it to the test. The metallic man speaks of being more powerful than anything this world has ever seen, and one that not even Reed Richards could be capable of finding a solution. This is Doom's moment. I will prove once and for all that Doom is superior to Reed. I will send a message to the deepest reaches of space, a message that will draw this being here, and when he arrives, I, Victor Von Doom, will stop and prove once and for all that I am superior to Reed Richards. Now, Doombot number 481965. Prepare the device for usage. We'll be sending a message to this Galactus creature as soon as possible. We cut back to Universe 10005 as we watch the four step inside the laboratory of Dr. Reed Richards as Sue chuckles. Wow, this looks completely different from your lab, Reed. Well, that's because this tree no longer just operates his lab. He operates a much larger project. Spot on, my friend. I'll explain it all here in a moment. Sue! Ben! Come in! I brought some friends for you to meet. Watch as a voice comes from the other room. Oh boy, let me guess. Stretch brought back the Impossible Man to bug the heck out of me again. Watch as Ben Grimm, aka The Thing from Universe 10005, played by Michael Chiklis, enters the room and smiles. Oh goody, 3 Reeds! I can't wait for the amount of scientific mumbo-jumbo we're about to hear come out of these jokers' mouths. Oh, come on, Ben. These are guests. We rarely have visitors, so behave yourself. Watch as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman from Universe 10005, played by Jessica Alba, enters the room and gasps. And you even brought a Sue variant for me to meet? This is so exciting. Oh, wow, your hair. You look absolutely stunning. Oh boy, here comes the girl talk. Just great. Well, my friends, now I can officially welcome you all to the Future Foundation. The Future Foundation? Yes, it was something I formed in my later years. I grew discontent with the progress of scientific innovation on Earth and decided to invite the best minds from around the universe to work here, to make a better future for both humanity and our planet. Wow, that's absolutely fascinating. You'll have to tell me more. Not to interrupt the mood, but we did come here to discuss Galactus. Oh, yikes. So you brought these people here on some serious business, didn't you, Reed? Oh my, I'm so sorry for you, Sue. It's not going to be an easy road ahead. Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Well, before I explain what Galactus does, I think I need to explain where he comes from and why he visits Earth. Reed hits a button on a computer console as he continues. At the very start of the universe, there existed 5 beings of immense power. Zoma, the leader of the Watchers. Arishem the Judge, the leader of the Celestials. Mistress Love, played by Hannah Waddingham. Master Hate, played by Robert Patrick. And the most powerful of the 5, Master Order, played by Sir Patrick Stewart. These beings would then create 2 additional beings, that being the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum, and the Collector, played by Benicio del Toro. and together the 7 beings would rule the universe and take on the name of the Living Tribunal. Each member of the Living Tribunal serves a very important purpose that is vital to the continuation of our universe. The Collector is tasked with collecting artifacts of the universe, which are stored in his museum. The Grandmaster is tasked with promoting sportsmanship and kinship across the universe. The Watcher is tasked with watching the universe and keeping track of everything that occurs, though he never interferes. Master Hate and Mistress Love are tasked with spreading both love and hate throughout the universe, with both forces balancing each other out. Master Order is tasked with ensuring that the universe is healthy and able to continue the cycle of creation and destruction. Erisham the Judge had a vital role to play, that being the task of judging if the planet was worthy of staying in the universe. Every planet gives off cosmic energy. Large amounts of cosmic energy would cause the universe to overheat, killing all life and causing the Living Tribunal to become obsolete. Erisham did not see eye to eye with the remaining members of the Living Tribunal, and often thought that they took him and his role for granted. Because of this, he decided to declare war against the Living Tribunal, seeking to overthrow the other 6 members and have the Celestials take control. Unfortunately for him, not even the combined efforts of all living Celestials were even enough to injure the members of the Living Tribunal. All the Celestials were wiped out in the conflict, which has been named the Celestial Living Tribunal War. In the aftermath of the war, the Living Tribunal determined that they still required an individual to judge the various planets in the universe, to determine if they were worthy to remain. Lucky for them, they located a young Celestial, the only survivor of the entire Celestial species, who went by the name Galen of Ta. Galen was invited to join the Living Tribunal, but was given an impediment. He would continue to judge planets and be placed in a state of constant hunger, with the only way to alleviate this hunger being to consume planets that emitted massive amounts of cosmic energy. This would force Galen to fulfill his purpose on the Living Tribunal, but also prevent him from having enough power to attack the Living Tribunal, like Erisham before him. The young Galen of Ta would grow up to be Galactus, the World Eater. We cut back to Universe 0139 as we see Galactus sitting on a throne made from stone as Terrax reads him a list of planets he located that emit massive amounts of cosmic energy. He smiles. "Very good job, my tamer. You have fulfilled your role nicely. It is an honor to serve you, mighty World Eater." Suddenly, a sound fills the area as the two look around confused. "This message is for the being who calls itself Galactus. My name is Victor Von Doom. I am the universally renowned scientist who hails from the planet of Earth. I send you this message to inform you that I have captured your associate, Norin Rad. He is being held captive as I send you this message. If you want to see your associate again, you best show yourself. I will be waiting." Galactus and Terrax look towards each other as Terrax chuckles. "Earth? What the heck is this Earth place they're talking about? They must be referring to Terra. But they are claiming to have captured my Silver Surfer. I must admit, I'm a bit shocked but also impressed that a planet previously held to have a minimal amount of cosmic energy managed to produce beings capable of contacting me and defeating my arrow. Norin probably just got in over his head. What a disappointment. What's our next move, my lord? If my Silver Surfer could not complete the job, you are next, my tamer. Visit Terra and see if it emits a requisite amount of cosmic energy. My interest has been piqued, and if Norin is still alive, bring him back to me. You will be off now." Terrax bows and smiles. "The pleasure is all mine, mighty World Eater." Terrax chuckles as he speeds away towards Earth. Cut back to Universe 10005 as the group stands in silence. Reed clears his throat. So, Galactus is not only one of the most powerful beings in all the galaxy, but he also serves a vital role in ensuring that the universe continues to function properly. So I'm struggling to see why him coming to Earth is an event that should cause us to jump into action. I mean, he is putting our lives at risk, but isn't he just serving his universal purpose in doing so? That is a good question, and the answer is that Galactus does not come to Earth in order to fulfill his duties as a World Eater. He comes to Earth in order to attempt to do the same exact thing his predecessor Erisham did. He attempts to build up enough power by consuming as many planets as he deems necessary in order to attempt to take on the Living Tribunal. What? You can't be serious. Yes, it's quite ironic how history repeats itself. Galactus will abandon his duties as a World Eater for the betterment of the universe, and instead seeks to overthrow the Living Tribunal, a feat that he will never accomplish. Which is why it is up to us to protect the universe, by preventing Galactus from eating Earth, and starting his attempted conquest to overthrow the Living Tribunal. Because if Galactus is not stopped, the entire universe will likely be destroyed. Reed from Universe 801963 gulps as Sue speaks up. So, wait, how exactly are we supposed to defeat Galactus if he's that powerful? With this. Watch as Reed walks up to his toolbox and takes out a contraption. This is called the Ultimate Nullifier, a device of my own creation. It is capable of obliterating an entire planet. More importantly, it is powerful enough to scare Galactus back into submission. It will cause him to abandon his attempt to overthrow the Living Tribunal. I created it myself after the Silver Surfer and Galactus visited us for the first time. Yeah, that was a crazy time. He sent a smokescreen. Literally, we thought Sweet was out of the woodwork, but the real Galactus revealed himself years later. But thankfully, Stretch here had managed to create that puny device and managed to defeat Galactus before he did any harm. Well, that's great. So then why exactly is everybody acting like Galactus coming is such a big deal? Well, the Ultimate Nullifier is a device that is capable of defeating Galactus, but it comes with a great sacrifice. I almost don't even want to talk about it. What sacrifice are you talking about? Well, we have found that in every universe, Johnny is the only one capable of flying within close enough range to use the Ultimate Nullifier on Galactus. And in the process, he sacrifices himself so the universe can survive. What? Johnny has to die? I'm sad to say, it's true. His powers are the only one who could allow him to step in and be the hero to save us all. I still miss the hothead to this day. Even all the times he called me ugly and joked about my appearance. He was a good kid, a good friend. Johnny's sacrifice is actually partially what led me to forming the Future Foundation. Despite him not being present here with us anymore, he's left a lasting impact on us. He even chose his replacement on the Fantastic Four. His replacement? Suddenly we hear a webbing sound from across the room. As a figure wearing a white costume lands in front of the group. As his mask is removed, he's revealed to be Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, played by Tobey Maguire, who smiles awkwardly. I'm sorry for interrupting the party, Reed, but oh, wow. So, we have variants here as we speak. That's awesome. I wonder what my variants would be like. Wait, so Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four after Johnny's sacrifice? Yep, it was actually Johnny's final wish, one that we were happy to fulfill. Peter has been a great help to us. Yeah, it was an honor Johnny wanted me to take up his spot on the team after he, it was difficult at first. He was one of my closest friends, but I try to do better each and every day to honor his sacrifice. How can you all sit here and say such things about your own friend, your teammate, your family, my brother dying like that? Sue, calm down. What has you so worked up? Reed, are you dense? These people are sitting here telling me that my brother's going to die, and you're okay with it? No, there has to be another way. There has to be a way he can live. No, there isn't, Sue. And what makes you say that? Because that is how we ended up in your universe. We jumped at the last minute. We couldn't let Johnny die. And as a result, Galactus consumed our Earth. You didn't. Yes, that's what I came to talk with you about. I couldn't do it. I couldn't let him die. How much pain Sue would have been in, it was impossible. So I made the selfish choice. You do know this means your universe will perish. If Galactus consumes Earth, he will take on the Living Tribunal and die, leading to the heat death of the universe thanks to the increase in cosmic energy. So there really is no other way the universe can be saved, not without Johnny. Yes, Sue, I'm sorry, but it is what must happen for the universe to survive. Suddenly, a siren goes off as Ben runs to the computer. Well, Stretch, looks like the Puppet Master is at it again. Reed sighs. Well, gang, sorry we have to cut this short. Reed of Universe 0139, take this. Watch as Reed hands him a multiversal traversing module. Welcome to the Council of Reeds, my friend. I hope to see you again soon. I'd recommend getting started on the Ultimate Nullifier as soon as possible. If Norn came to visit you, that means Galactus is drawing close. And Reed of Universe 01963, we will need to chat later. Both Reeds nod as we watch the Fantastic Four run away as the group returns to Universe 0139. Cut back inside the laboratory of the Fantastic Four in Universe 0139 as the group stands in amazement. Johnny screams, "Wow, Reed, did you manage to get your hands on one of those multiversal devices?" "I did indeed, Johnny. It was quite the experience to see tons of other versions of myself." "If I didn't know you any better, I'd say you sounded like an egotistical moron. But hey, I love you, Stretch. Glad you're back." What did he have to say about our predicament? He didn't react too well, but he said we'll chat about it later. Sue? Is everything okay?"
"Reed Richards, how selfish can you be? We just heard that Johnny is going to die and you act like nothing is wrong?"
Wait, what?
"Susie, what you talking about? We just learned that my baby brother is going to have to die defeating the World Eater because if not, our universe is going to perish. That's exactly why those four showed up here."
Is that true? Unfortunately, Toots, it is. I'm going to die? I'm afraid to say this, Johnny, but until I have time to crunch the numbers and perform calculations, it appears that it is something that must occur for the universe to survive.
"Reed, how could you say something in such a calm manner? Because, Sue, you know I'm not good with this kind of stuff. You think I want to see my best friend die? No, but I don't know if we have any other choice right now."
Sue drops to the floor sobbing as we hear a siren begin to ring as we see both Director Brand and General Nelson appear on the monitor again. Reed sighs. "Look, Nelson, now is really not a good time. We caught the Silver Man from earlier, and I'll send you my findings as soon as I have time to study him closer." "Dr. Richards, we aren't calling about that. Have you not seen what's happening in your own backyard?" "What on earth are you talking about?" We watch this video footage of Terrax destroying parts of downtown New York flash on the screen as the group stares in shock. Nelson screams,
"Another blasted alien is in downtown New York, and you haven't taken care of it yet? Get out of your fantasy land and get to stopping this."
"You have quite the way with words, General Nelson, but your point is valid. Reed, we need you and the Fantastic Four to drop everything that you're doing and take care of this. The fate of the Earth rests on it." As the call ends, he watches Reed turns to the group and shakes his head. "Well, Fantastic Four, let's head out." "We'll help you out with this one, Dr. Richards. You have our support. We are appreciative of it. Thank you."
"Oh, goody. Looks like it's clobbering time once again."
Watch as the group heads towards the Fantastic Car as Sue remains on the ground sobbing. We cut outside in downtown New York as we see Terrax crushing buildings and stomping on the ground as civilians scream in terror. He scoffs.
"Landlac had more formidable warriors than this. How did Nord manage to lose to such a pathetic species?"
"I'm going to have to ask you to stop right there." Terrax stops as we see the Fantastic Four from Universe 801963 standing alongside Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Thing, and Crystal as Terrax stops.
"Oh, what do we have here? A pathetic attempt at a roadblock? Oh, buddy, let me tell you, you won't want to know what we have coming your way."
"Listen, Terrans, your planet will soon be devoured by the World Eater Galactus. He has taken a surprising interest in your planet, and somehow someone was able to capture the Silver Surfer." "Oh, our old buddy Norin? Yeah, that was us."
"Is this some kind of joke? Don't humor me, boy. I'm here for business, not attempts to laugh at your jokes."
"It's no joke. We locked him up. He was no match for the might of the Fantastic Four."
"Well then, looks like you are the pests I'm looking for."
Terrax charges as Reed shouts, "Okay, team, move out!" Watch as the group begins fighting against Terrax, with their attacks doing little in the way of slowing him down. The power cosmic increasing Terrax's strength to near invincible levels of power. Cut back inside the laboratory of the Fantastic Four as we see Sue continuing to weep on the ground. Silver Surfer sits up from inside his capsule and whispers, "You have been weeping for a while now. What is causing you such pain?"
"What do you care? You're the reason my brother's going to have to die."
"I understand dealing with the reality of Lord Galactus is difficult, as his mission and purpose for existing is one which brings about devastation. But it is a vital function that must be carried out to ensure the future of all planets in our universe."
"That's what you don't understand. It isn't about protecting our universe. It's for his own selfish gain."
"Where do you come up with such wild accusations?"
"You work for him. You know he's going to devour these planets in order to attempt to overthrow the Living Tribunal, something you and I both know he can't accomplish."
"I might not agree with my master's ambition, but I sacrifice a lot to join him on his quest, and I save the ones I love. It's not easy for me to watch what Galactus does at times, but I know that because of my sacrifice, the ones that I love are safe and they can enjoy life. Your loved ones spared? Seriously, do you not understand that if Galactus attempts to fight, he dies and your sacrifice means absolutely nothing? Everything and everyone will die in a ball of fire as our entire universe ends! Silver Surfer sits in shock as Sue pants. But you know what? I'm the person who keeps the people I love going. And they're out there fighting a monster, and they probably need my help. So I'm going to get up and go help them. Because unlike your master, I understand the value of life. And what my purpose is. As Sue runs away, Silver Surfer pants. She reminds me of her. We see a flashback to Norrin Radd on his home of Zen Law with his love, Shala Ball, played by Penelope Cruz, as the two watch Galactus approaching Zen Law. He watches Norrin screams, Mighty World Eater, please spare my planet. We are a civilization filled with life, with care, with love. Please let us live. I am not one to accommodate requests, but I am in need of a new herald to do my bidding. And you, Norrin Radd of planet Zen Law, are a worthy candidate. If you join me, leave your home and follow me, I will spare your planet. Norrin, you can't leave me. You can't give up on our love. It's the most important thing we have. You're precious to me. There would be no point in living if I knew you were not around. I might be departing you, my love, but trust me, there's nothing in this world I will ever love more than you. Mighty World Eater Galactus, I accept your offer. Make me your herald so I can do your bidding. Cut back to present day inside the laboratory as Silver Surfer sheds a tear as he says to himself, there would be no point in living if I knew you were not around. Surfer looks on the laboratory screen as he sees Terrax fighting the Fantastic Four. I have to escape. Free Terrax from Galactus' control and buy these Terrans enough time to figure out how to stop Lord Galactus. It's the only way she will live. He watches Silver Surfer hops on his board and rams into the wall of the container, the vibranium lacing dealing massive damage to his body as he winces. I will not stop. I will not give up. I do this for Shal Ball. I do this for life! Silver Surfer continues to repeatedly crash through the lining of the container. As we cut outside, we see that the forces of the Fantastic Four have been completely wiped out, with Mr. Fantastic standing as a sole member still on his feet. He's bruised and bloodied as Terrax laughs. You do realize you've not even managed to do so much as bruise me, Terrans. How did you manage to defeat Norrin? Because, as long as I'm still standing, the Fantastic Four still have the ability to fight. Nothing can stop us. Still standing, huh? Well, let's see if I can change that. As Terrax begins approaching Reed, we watch as he is hit with a giant blast of energy as a voice echoes from the dust. You will not be the one to knock down Dr. Richards on this day. That honor will be left for Doom. We watch as Dr. Doom lands in front of Reed as Reed shakes his head. Victor, what are you doing here? I'm here to show you that even with all of your impressive abilities and skill, Doom is capable of winning the battles. You can't, Victor. You didn't find a way to attract this creature to Earth, did you? Doom's motivations are of no concern to you, Richards. All I am here to do is to stop this monster and to show the world that Doom is the smartest and most powerful man alive. You egotistical fool. You might have just single-handedly doomed the Earth. Terrax emerges from the dust and chuckles. Well, I spoke too soon. You managed to land a single hit on me, but not anymore. He watches Doom leaps at Terrax, but the overwhelming power of Terrax proves to be too much for even the might of Dr. Doom to handle as he comes crashing down next to Reed. He coughs. What is this blasted thing made of? Some energy more powerful than the cosmic rays we were bombarded with, an energy source with seemingly no end. So you are telling Doom there is no way to defeat him? Not if we fight alone. Victor, we need to work together. Doom does not work with second-rate scientists, unfortunately for you, Dr. Richards. Victor, stop this petty competition for a minute and use your head. I know that you know if we don't work together, this planet is toast. Fine. Doom will make an exception this one time. Right then, let's move. Watch as Reed and Doom work together to fight Terrax, where they manage to land a few nice hits on the monster. Even their combined power does little in the way of slowing Terrax down. He lands a massive blow on them, knocking them out as he raises his axe. Well, fellas, it's been fun, but it looks like it's over. As Terax swings his axe, we watch as a force field forms in front of Reed and Doom, stopping the axe as Sue screams, "You are not going to hurt my family! Not on my watch!" Terax stops and chuckles. "Really? You of all people are going to speak such bold words and stand in my way?" "Yep, I'm going to be the one that keeps my family together. And if you mess with them, you mess with me." "Oh, gladly. Let's see what you got." "Oh, don't worry. I have some surprises up my sleeve." Watch as Sue turns invisible and launches force field discs at Terax, powerful enough to cut his armor as he screams in pain. We watch as Sue and Terax begin trading blows, Sue's anger increasing her power to levels never before seen. Despite this increase in power, even at her peak strength, she is unable to match the power cosmic. Sue falls as Terax pants. "Well, doll, I'll give it to you. You managed to slow me down, but your effort ends here." As Terax picks up his axe, we hear a crashing sound as suddenly Silver Surfer flies into Terax, pushing him away. We see Silver Surfer is bruised, as breaking out of the container left him on the verge of death. Terax stands and snarls, "Norrin, what do you think you're doing?" "Terax, stop. If we allow Galactus to continue his quest, it will result in the end of the universe. We can't allow him to follow his selfish ambition." "And what makes you think that this sudden change of heart is better than what our Lord desires?" "Because I'm fighting for love and for life, while he fights for himself." "I will not let you speak of our Lord like that, Norrin. I was never a fan of yours, and it will be an honor to take you out. I will not allow that to happen." We watch as Silver Surfer and Terax engage in battle, two being evenly matched as they are both worn down from their respective plights. Terax gets worn down as they both stand panting. He laughs. "Even with this, you still can't kill me. You can't do it alone." Silver Surfer coughs. "Then I won't." Watch as Silver Surfer takes off at Terax. As Terax backs away, watch as suddenly a force field forms behind him, preventing him from escaping, as we see Sue using the little bit of remaining energy to hold Terax in place. Terax screams as Silver Surfer flies directly into his stomach, impaling him with his remaining power, and killing him in a blinding light. As the light fades away, we see Silver Surfer floating in front of Sue. She looks up as he pants. "Never give up on love. If those you love aren't around, there's no point in living. So live and work hard. I will try to buy you as much time as I can. My master needs to be stopped. If there is any group who can do it, it is you and your family." Sue smiles as we watch Silver Surfer speed away. We cut to deep space as we watch Silver Surfer arrive back at Galactus, who scoffs. "My Silver Surfer, you appear to be on the brink of death. What happened? Terra is no joke, my lord. People there managed to kill Terax. I managed to escape right before they turned their sights on me. Note that Terra is a planet that you should set your sights on. Their species is dangerous. Beings capable of defeating my tamer and almost defeating my surfer. I'll visit this planet first. Then I will build up enough energy to tackle the living tribunal. With all of the respect I can muster, my lord, at our current strength, we might not stand a chance against the Terrans. We should continue building up our strength and our forces. Then Terra will bow to you and be a worthy planet for you to visit in pursuit of taking on the living tribunal. I do not like this proposition, but I do respect that they somehow managed to best my tamer and almost kill my surfer. I'll wait for Terra to make 3 more rotations around their sun. That should give me plenty of time to continue building up my forces and my strength. Thank you for your service to me, my Silver Surfer. I appreciate it, as always. Silver Surfer bows as a tear drops from his eye. Cut inside the lab of the Fantastic Four a week later as we see the Fantastic Four from Universe 801963 standing at the entrance of a portal. Reed smiles. Are you sure you guys are going to be okay? Yep, we are granted privilege to stay with the Council until we can sort everything out. Well, if you need anything, you know where to find us. We're always happy to help. Oh, don't worry. I have a feeling we'll be seeing each other again someday. Reed smiles as the group waves goodbye as the Fantastic Four enter the portal. Reed turns to the group as Ben sighs. So, Stretch, what are we gonna do now? Well, there's no telling how much time until Galactus makes his way to Earth, so I'm going to get started on the ultimate nullifier. Am I really going to die, Reed? Johnny, I will do everything in my power to make sure that we can find a way that you won't have to die to this vile being. I promise you of that. I will use every waking moment of every day to work as hard as possible to ensure that you will live. Sue smiles as Reed walks over to his bench. Because I know as long as us four are together, there will be no challenge too big, no enemy too powerful, and no obstacle too large. Because as long as the Fantastic Four stands, we will find a way to overcome it!
Sell new again designer on Vinted with 0 fees and item verification.
Yeah, very good.
In the first post-credit scene, we cut to the top of a large building overlooking New York as we see Johnny Storm sitting on the edge of the roof. Suddenly we watch as Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland, swings behind him panting. So sorry I'm late, man. Jameson was working me overtime to get the coverage done on that giant alien you guys fought. Hey, no worries, pal, I get it. You so doing good? Yeah, Ned and I hung out yesterday and I did some training with my 2 other pals as well. How about you? Well, I've been better. A lot on my mind recently. What's up? Well, there's this extremely powerful being coming to Earth. I've learned that the only way to stop him might involve me sacrificing myself. I don't know if it will happen or when, but in case it does, I want to spend as much time with you and Crystal as I can, Peter. Thanks for being my best friend. Johnny hugs Peter as Peter looks down in shock. We cut to a back alley in New York as we see a limousine pull up as a man gets out. He shouts, "When I tell you to get me here in a hurry, I mean it. Next time I won't be so nice." As the man dusts himself off, he notices a figure standing in the shadows and smiles. "Well, look at that. Alonzo Lincoln in the flesh." "I told you, Cicero. You can call me Tombstone from now on." The man exits the shadows and is revealed to be Alonzo Lincoln, aka Tombstone, played by Marvin Jones III. "Whatever, Tombstone. First Hammy, now you. All these silly nicknames." The man is revealed to be Caesar Cicero, aka Big C, played by John Turturro, who watches as Tombstone smiles. "Well, Big C, how'd the meeting go?" "Well, it does indeed appear that Fisk is out of the picture, and his old stomping grounds is ours for the taking. And it's about time. If Dr. Williams hadn't screwed everything up before Fisk took over, it would have been us from the start." "So me and the other crime bosses are good to start our operations?" "Oh, absolutely, my eager associate. Let it be known, the reign of the Magia starts now." And that is fantastic.
Yeah, so that's the Fantastic Four 177. So, hope you enjoying the video mentioned and thumbs up and then don't forget to subscribe. So, I'm really enjoying my Fantastic Four 177. I think it's really good, but it's really longer videos, yes. So, when I'm gonna end the video, I'm gonna try and post on YouTube here, yes. So, so tomorrow I'm not gonna do another reaction because I'm gonna do review of the Daredevil Born Again, yes. So tomorrow is the final episode of the Daredevil Born Again, but it's not today because I'm left in UK, so yeah. So I'll see you tomorrow, and yeah, I'll do a reaction to the video maybe the MCU set part 2 will be on the Dusty Wits next day tomorrow, yeah. So see you tomorrow on the Daredevil Born Again review. So see you next time, bye.